All rise. Support court with Judge Vanderby is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1047, Alma case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Ms. Alma, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, we are currently divorced and he's paying me child support. And lately he's been doing a lot of he's a bartender, and he's been doing a lot of extra parties for professional sports figures and making a lot more money than what he previously admitted to when we first got our divorce. He's making like around an extra $5,000 a month in tips from his bartending gigs. And I just feel like with 3 kids, we need to increase the child support. And he's not agreeing with me on that.
Well, if what you're saying is true, I would agree with you too. We need to increase that child support amount. And you said how many children?
3.
3 children. Okay. You said about $5,000 a month. And I have documents up here from your most recent court order. $500 a month?
Yes.
For 3 children?
For 3.
Let's pause right here. $500 a month for 3 children? That breaks down to less than $170 per child, per month. That doesn't even cover a week's worth of groceries, let alone rent, school supplies, clothing, or extracurriculars. And remember, this man is allegedly raking in thousands in tips alone. If he really is making an extra $5,000 a month, then $500 is just a drop in the bucket. Here's a question for the comments. Do you think income from tips should count toward child support calculations? Because the court is about to weigh that heavily, and rightly so.
Children.
Okay. Is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to him?
No, I just think that he's denying the fact that he's making this additional money every month, and I think it's obvious everything he puts onto the media, buying drinks for people and buying shots, and he's at these high-profile parties, and I just think that he needs to do what's right for our kids, and it's hard to take care of that many kids on $500 a month.
Right, right. Yeah, I would definitely agree. What about health insurance for these children?
They're on Medicaid.
Okay, all right. Sir, is there a reason, you're not supporting your children more? And first off, is what she's saying true?
Well,
what does that mean?
Sort of, yes, I do bartend for some celebrities sometimes.
So the answer is yes, that what she said is true, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you catch that? He just admitted it. He didn't even try to deny the claims. Instead, he casually agrees that yes, he does work celebrity parties, and yes, he makes a lot more now, but somehow still thinks $500 a month is enough. This moment right here is pivotal. In court, admission is everything. When a party acknowledges facts under oath, it becomes incredibly hard to argue against them later. This is where the judge starts mentally adjusting the numbers, and you can almost feel the tone shift. His defense, that he brings them backpacks sometimes? Really?
Okay.
And but I mean, they have done good so far. I thought $500 would be good. I mean, they have been doing great. I mean,
you think $500 is enough to raise children, and you're making an additional $5,000 a month?
Well,
is that what you're saying?
Yes, I bring them clothes, from time to time. That helps them,
That's called parenting.
Backpacks.
Parenting.
Laptops.
Parenting.
Yes, Your Honor. And I mean, honestly, being a bartender, my income is not fixed, so I'm always saving for a rainy day. That's why I don't want to part with a lot of my money, my savings. I want to keep some of that money for the future and
your children's future.
Well, yes, yeah, that too.
Right. So that means you shouldn't have a problem paying the additional amount based on your income.
Well, what if I lose my job, Your Honor?
What if I lose mine?
For me. Well, true, but I mean.
Yeah, I've got 3 kids.
Well,
Works
we got
both ways.
3 kids. I mean, we got them.
Well, it feels like I have 3 kids. Since
Well,
you're not
I
really doing a part.
from time to time. I was there last month. I took them for the entire weekend, and
Oh, you took them for one weekend. You took your children for one long weekend.
Yes, ma'am.
Parenting.
Yes.
Right.
My
You're
job.
not going to get a medal for that. That's what you should do as a parent. You should take your children for long weekends. You should buy them backpacks. You should buy them laptops. You should buy their clothes. That's what a parent does. And that's not even a good parent. That's basic parent.
Judge Vonda. Biss laying it down. Buying backpacks and seeing your kids on the occasional weekend doesn't earn you bonus points. That's not good parenting. That's the bare minimum. The legal system expects both parents to contribute to the child's well-being consistently, not just financially, but emotionally and logistically. What's powerful here is how the judge reframes the conversation. She reminds us that support isn't just about money. It's about showing up. And right now, he's showing up with excuses instead of actions. Let's hear from you. Should courts do more to define and enforce what counts as real, ongoing support beyond a monthly check?
Parenting. Good parenting goes above and beyond those things that I just said. You haven't said anything about going above and beyond. And based on what she's saying, these children are with her most of the time. Do you think about how her expenses increase with your children always being with her? $500? That's probably enough to cover groceries, if that.
Well, that might be true, but you have to consider this. I work almost every day, and
I do too.
I don't get a break. And you know, parenting the kids, that takes a lot of effort, and sometimes I don't feel like I'm up for it. You know, I'm tired, and so.
Here comes the classic "I'm too tired" defense. Look, parenting is exhausting. No one's denying that. But you don't get to opt out just because the job is hard. Everyone's tired. The mom is tired. The judge is probably tired. But what makes this moment so frustrating is that he's using fatigue as a reason to not contribute more, while still finding the energy to bartend high-end parties and chase celebrity gigs. The disconnect is wild. This kind of reasoning rarely flies in court, and you can see the judge losing patience. What would you say if your co-parent used this excuse? Drop your reactions in the comments below.
I have already taken a lot of time off, you know, for those parties, for the celebrity parties. I have to work extra hours, and so
You haven't said anything that moved me. You just gave a bunch of excuses, quite frankly. You didn't deny anything that she just said. So you are in agreement that you're making about $5,000 a month for these private parties, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's all I needed to know. And it is true that these children are on Medicaid, correct?
Yes.
And you only have 3 children?
Yes.
All right, so we're going to modify your child support today, Mr. Alma. It's the right thing to do. You're gonna have to pull from that savings that you're saving for yourself and start saving for these children's future, as well as taking care of them.
Boom, there it is. The judge just dropped the gavel on this one. She's modifying the child support order, and it's no longer based on outdated income claims. Now she's recalculating based on what he's actually bringing in, $5,000 a month in tips. This is a big takeaway for anyone watching. Courts can and will reassess support if one party can prove increased income, especially when it's in the best interest of the children. And this judge, she's not here for excuses. $1,680 per month. That's the new figure. A mix of support and reimbursement for Medicaid. Fair or too steep? Sound off in the comments.
Monthly. You got it? All right. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to base your child support off of that $5,000 a month, which will put your salary around $60,000. Like I said, gross is $5,000. That brings your net down to $4,101.87. Do you have any other children outside of these 3?
No, ma'am. That's the only children that I have.
Okay. All right. And then I'm going to do 9% of your gross for the reimbursement to Medicaid, which comes out to about $450. Do you have access to private health insurance? Can someone at one of these private parties get you some health insurance for these children?
I can try.
Well, I would suggest that you do, because I think that you can find health insurance a lot cheaper than $450, okay? So $450 plus your monthly child support obligation comes out to $1,680 a month.
Notice how quickly he backed down? No protest, no counter-argument, just a quiet, yes, ma'am. That's because once the numbers were laid out and the facts confirmed, there really wasn't much to fight. This moment highlights something important. When the court has the receipts, literal receipts, digital proof, financial statements, there's nowhere to hide. Accountability hits different when it comes with a legal order attached. For viewers going through similar battles, documentation is key. Keep those screenshots, bank statements, and income trackers. The truth wins cases.
Okay? You have any questions about that?
No, I understand.
Okay, it's the right thing to do. So I would hope you do understand. You have 3 kids. You have to take care of them beyond backpacks and everything that we've already discussed. Mom needs some assistance too, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is there anything further?
So let's wrap this one up. In just under 8 minutes, we saw a mother fight for fairness, a father reluctantly admit to hiding income, and a judge make a decisive, no-nonsense ruling. The child support is going up, and rightfully so. Judge A. Vunderby recalculated based on real income, not outdated estimates, and called out bare minimum parenting for what it is, not enough. This case is a reminder that the court doesn't care about your lifestyle unless it's at the expense of your children. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button. Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns. Because when the drama is real, the truth matters more than ever.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, well, if there's nothing further, you all are dismissed. You're welcome.